Well, hello. I'm Denise. I'm your riding coach today. I'm so glad that you've decided to take an hour for yourself and get on your bike and turn the pedals, work up a sweat, and take great care of yourself. So let's get going. We will start this ride like we do every ride with a warm-up. We'll just be here for a couple of minutes, and that gives me time to talk about the ride profile for today. So today we're going to take a little different look at zones. If you've taken any of my classes or been trained in the Schwinn way of teaching, you know that we use typically 4 zones: easy, moderate, hard, and anaerobic. Today we're going to work with 5 zones. And some cycle systems use colors. I'm going to use a color today to just kind of indicate the zone, just to give you a different look at these intensities. So for today's work, we will have easy, moderate, hard, threshold, and then breathless. So we'll be looking at that really fine line between the hardest you can work in a sustained way without going breathless. So right now we're in easy, and I'm going to use the color white to indicate easy, just almost like picture ice cubes in a glass. You're just not even warmed up yet. Nothing really happening. It's just kind of loose and easy. We'll go white, blue, green, yellow, red today. So right here in this easy zone, you're probably, 60% of your maximum. You're moving your body. It's not like sitting on the couch, but it certainly doesn't feel like work yet. It's just getting ready. We're breathing through the nose, fingers and toes loose. We've got 2 stages today. Actually, let's call it 3, but we've got 2 identical stages where we will slowly build up to that breathless peak. We'll do that twice, and then we'll finish our ride with a good 8-minute climb, 8-minute hill, and then we'll cool it down, okay? All right, so here we go. Stage 1 starts right here. And just add some resistance to the wheel and let those legs slow down. We're about 60 RPMs. Your sitting bones are on the back of the saddle at first, so you can feel that crease in your hips. And we're gonna find our way up into blue zone, moderate intensity. Let's give ourselves a little bit more gear. Start to reach your hands forward. We don't want this to feel hard just yet. We want it to be moderate, pleasant, enjoyable work. Stand with me, here we go. I want you to see if you can feel where your body crosses from 60 over to 70. From easy to moderate. One thing that happens for me is as soon as I push that 70%, that moderate zone, I start to need my mouth for breath. So you can test it out. See if you can breathe through your nose. And if you need your mouth for breath, you probably cross the line, and there you go, you're over into that moderate intensity zone. So let's settle in. We'll be here for a couple more minutes, giving us a chance to think about harder work. Just think about it. I want to offer a quote for today's ride that I used in this morning's yoga class. The quote is by Anais Nin, and it goes like this. And the time came when the risk it took to remain tight in a bud was greater than the risk it took to blossom. And the time came when the risk it took to remain tight in a bud was greater than the risk it took to open up to blossom. So we'll use that image today to fuel our work. This ride, an invitation to open to possibility, to reflect on parts of us that are closed off, protected, pushing against, pushing away, and just see if mentally, physically, you can be open to something else. Deep breaths, everybody. You feel your body getting warmer right now. Tailbone is pointed back. Chest is lifting forward. Looks good. All right. Are you ready for some hard work? Got about a 7-minute warm-up in. I'm ready. So we're going to keep the resistance on the wheel just like it is and speed our legs up. All right. There you go. Will you do me a favor and meet me around 85 RPMs? We're going to stay right here. Flat road, green zone now. Green for go. Green for hard effort. Yep. There we go. Core strong. Come on. Shoulders stay relaxed. The upper body stays loose. We're just asking our legs to work. Whew. Okay. So we might think about our physical body. In our body, physically, and the things we use our bodies for, the activities. Is there any place that you can identify where you have been holding back, maybe doubting yourself? Maybe afraid to try something. Maybe there's been an injury and that has been scaring you or holding you back. And if so, if you can find something like that physically, maybe you can use this time that you've set aside for yourself to just think about the possibility of stepping out of your comfort zone and trying something physically where there has maybe been a tight bud. Just think about it. Lift your spine a little taller. Ooh. Warm. It is warm. All right, in this green zone, this is preparing us to go to what's next. And what's next is yellow, threshold. So just ahead of us is a 3-minute hill. We'll be standing with a lot of resistance on the wheel. And I'm gonna ask you how hard you can work without going breathless. Because at the top of that hill, we will go breathless. Yes. If this doesn't feel like hard effort for you, I want you to add some resistance to the wheel. Make this challenging. Let this effort resemble you coming out of that bud. The first petal opening. Ball of the foot on the petal, and the petals go forward more than down. Forward more than down. Woo. It was warm. Raise your hand. Okay, here we go. Standing climb. Slow your legs. Add your gear. Slow your legs. Add your gear. This is slow and heavy resistance, about 60 RPMs. Now remember, I want you to get right up close to that edge without going over threshold. As the music picks up, you can add a little bit more resistance since we will be standing. We'll have our body weight. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. All right, not breathless, not red, but close, yellow. This is as much work as you can do without completely going over the line. Yes. Come on, strong legs, strong lungs, beating heart. Hold on to it. Somewhere around 60 RPMs. You can match my legs. I want you to be breathing like me. See how I can still talk, but it's breathy. That's how you know. Whew. Up at that line. Legs are happy, yes? Happy legs, come on. Working it. Deep breaths. Fuel those legs. Fuel the legs. It's a climb. Come on. Woo. Ah. Good job, you guys. Come on. Woo. Abs engaged. Tailbone pointing back. Be with me. Opening up. Getting out of our comfort zone. Possibilities are out here. Whew. Breathing. All right. That was threshold. Come back down. Push the pedals. Push the pedals. Red is ahead. Drop a little. Speed your legs up. All right. We have 3 minutes playing with red. 3 minutes to run some stop signs. We're just gonna do some organic, spontaneous pushes above the line. Got less than 3 minutes to go completely breathless. Legs around 80, 85 RPMs. 4, 3, put a little on, stand and sprint with me, come on. Completely breathless, different than what we just did. 3, 2, 1, come back, drop a little. Keep the speed going in those legs. Keep the speed up. Woo. Getting sweaty, huh? Here comes another push. 3, 2, gear up, stand up, go. Gear up, speed up, stand up. Woo. Breathless. 4, 3, 2, come back, drop a little. not much. Woo. Nicely done, friends. We'll do a couple more of those. Go breathless. Challenge yourself because recovery is next and we're going way back to easy. You want to earn that, don't you? Yeah. Let the next interval resemble you willing to unwrap that bud just a little bit, to peel the petals open and peek out into the light. Give me a little. Stay right here. We'll wait for the music this time. Somewhere around 80 RPMs with resistance. We'll just do one more of these breathless pushes. And it'll be a little longer. Ready in 4, in 3, in 2. Turn it up, turn it on, let's go. More gear, faster legs, out of the saddle, come on. Woo. Oh yeah, all of it, all of it. Good, come on. Ha, 4, 3, 2, have a seat, drop it. Perfect, perfect. All right, we made it all the way through stage 1. We are now in stage 2 with resistance low. This is a great time to sit and stretch, towel off, grab water, whew. Recover.
That's good.
Come back to easy. The white zone where the heart just slows down, body recovers. Toes are loose in your shoes. Do a couple stretches here if you like. Deep breaths. Just a really good reminder that we can step out of that comfort zone and then we can always just come right back to it. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. And every time we come back to recovery, we're reminded, I can do that. That's what I just did. I got way out there, and in 1 minute, I'm back, safe and sound, recovered. No harm, no foul, just a lot of new strength and insight from being out there. Never forget that. In fact, that's what my mind goes to often when I'm working in those really high intensity zones. Is I've done this before. It's going to be super quick to come back to comfort. I can stay here. I can be here. And it always gives me a few more seconds in that really, really uncomfortable place. Stage 2 is ahead of us. Actually, we're in it because it starts with easy. It's a lot like our first stage. Easy, moderate, hard, threshold, and breathless. Slow, deep breaths. Legs turning easy, shoulders relaxed. Alrighty. So are you breathing comfortably? Is your upper body loosened up? Are your legs happy? Let's do this second round with our mind in mind. So we did the first one, like where in your body, where is there fear or tightness or resistance? So where in your mind do you discover fear, tightness, constriction, or resistance? What is your brain pushing against? What is your mind resisting? And can we just let this next little stage be a way to not be that tight bud, but open some things up to possibilities mentally? Might start with you believing that you can do hard things. Let's resistance on. Legs slow to about 70 RPMs. 65, more like it. We're just gonna head up to moderate. Remember, that's the comfortable work. It is work, but it's not hard work. It's happy work. Stand with me, here we go. Maybe we could call it easy work. Because work is happening, but it's not hard work. It's playful, it's doable, it's comfortable. This is definitely our comfort zone. This is where we wish we could just stay all day and do the whole ride right here. But then we all know nothing good happens after midnight. Nothing good happens in the comfort zone. Same old, same old. Nothing changes in the comfort zone. Hands are loose. Can you feel just an alternating bend in your elbows? An alternating little dip in your shoulders. This is where we dance on the bike. There's a sway, a gentleness. Can you add just a touch of gear? Making our way toward harder efforts. Green zone, green light. Looks good, everybody. Great form. Awesome job. Can you feel your hips tapping the saddle? Just barely. That looks good, Shelly. Nice crease in the hip. Nice long spine. Let's come back. All right. Resistance is gonna stay right here, if possible, and we'll speed the legs up. I want you to try to double time the beat of the music. One, two, 1, 2. And for 3 minutes, can you hold this 90 RPMs? Try not to scrunch up your toes. Keep your feet nice and relaxed. If you want, you can bring your hands a little closer together, thumb over thumb. Kind of this racing position. Down, where we get a little more aerodynamic. Good. We're gonna hold on to this for about 3 minutes. I want it to feel like hard effort. It's about 80% of your maximum, 8 out of 10. What do you notice at this 80%? Close your eyes. What does your body feel here? Where does your mind go when work gets hard? Is your brain telling you to slow down or to change the resistance? And what would happen if you just didn't listen? What would happen? It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? What would happen if you just let your body do what bodies do? What bodies were born to do? Work, live, experience. None of that is happening in our comfort zone. When we push outside of our comfort zone, my friend M. Caputo says says that this is a resiliency field trip, stretching our limits, doing things that scare us, living on the edge, even just for a few minutes, teaches us to be resilient. All right, you know what's happening now. We are on our way to the thresholds. We're on our way to that steeper climb where we work as hard as we can for 3 minutes. Deep breaths, shoulders relaxed, core strong. All right, here we go. Turn some resistance onto that wheel. Slow your legs a little until you feel strength. 60 RPMs. The song is Everybody Stand Up, so we're probably gonna have to listen to that, right? All right, there we go. Walk it out at the thresholds. So I'm asking you for as much resistance as you can push. We've got about 2.5 minutes of this kind of work right here. Resistance on, determination, work, sweat. Where does your mind go? Does your mind go to possibility or to problems? Close your eyes and just see. Is your mind navigating to all that's wrong or to all that can be right? The purpose behind these pedal strokes. Let your mind be there. Purpose leads to passion. Work with purpose and find your passion. Just notice, our minds want to navigate to problems. Their playground. Can we steer them to the playground of possibility? Turn it up if you can. Come on, be with me here. Be with me here in the hard work. This yellow zone, 80%. Woo. 80 plus, closer to the 90. We're right up there at that edge. Or anything more would take us out of the game, put us breathless. Strong. Yes. Say yes. Woo. Come on. Looks good. Have a seat. Even though the song just said everybody stand up, we're not going to listen. We're going to breathless. All right. You've got another 3-minute push. This time I'm going to invite you to do your own surges. 3 minutes on the clock. Resistance on the wheel. Find about 80 RPMs. somewhere in that neighborhood. And then on your own count, on your own time, you're gonna stand and sprint. You determine how long the intervals are. How many little pushes can you throw in this one short song? So I'm gonna do my own. You're welcome to follow me and do these with me, but it's kind of interesting to push yourself, feel your edge and stay with it, and then to recover, not all the way, just until you're ready to go again. As soon as your mind starts to go, okay, I'm all right, then you go again, right? You don't wait, you go again. Little pushes, they can be 10 seconds or 30. We're about halfway right now. How many pushes have you given? How many can you give? Living in the world of possibilities right now. Powerful possibilities out of our comfort zone. Open yourself up to what's here. Open yourself up to being your best self, living your best life. Happening right now. Woo. You've got about another minute. What are you gonna do with that? What are you gonna do with it? Woo. How many breathless pushes? A couple? Just one? Your choice. Possibilities. Let this push right here be you coming out of the bud, getting out of yourself, out of your own way, and pushing into something bigger, wide open. Is there a place in your life where you are a leader and you're opening into the possibility of being a stronger leader? Oh. If you want to get one more, I'm going to give you 15 seconds. If you want one more little tug at that heart rate. And done. Whew. Heading over into recovery. Back to easy for a couple of minutes. Just 2 minutes. White zone. All right. Easy legs, easy resistance. We did our 2 big stages. As promised, we just got a power hill ahead of us. About 8 minutes, and then we'll bring it down. Breathe in, breathe out. Let your legs float in a circle. So let's use this last hill as a metaphor. A hill is just something hard in your life, something challenging that lies ahead of you. And as human beings, we tend to have 2 responses to just about anything. We either move toward or move away from. And what I've learned in my ripe old age is that when there's something hard in front of me, my human tendency is to move away from it. But the thing is, then that hard thing doesn't go anywhere. It just stays right there because it's obviously a lesson in front of you that you're needing to learn, right? It's the weight room. It's the challenge that your life is inviting you to be in. And so backing away, we just buy ourselves time, but the problem doesn't go anywhere. So I've learned that when something hard is in front of me, the more I can step into it, the faster I can go through it. Going around doesn't work, backing up doesn't work. You just got to step in. You got to put that foot forward, right? So can we use this hill as a symbol of this challenge that's in front of us, whatever that is? Like, make it real for you. What is the challenge for you? And we're going to go head first, wheel first into this challenge. Okay? So resistance comes up. We start at 70 RPMs. We'll start out of the saddle and then we'll get back into the saddle to finish this hill. We'll do it opposite. A little brisk pace to start with, 80 RPMs. Core strong. Maybe a little bit more on that wheel for me. 3, 2, 1, stand up. Let it feel like a hill. Let it feel like a push. You're not backing up. You're going forward. You're tackling your challenge straight on. Back down, go. Keep that resistance as close to where you started as you can. Stand up. So we almost always come out of the gates determined, aggressive. And then that hill, that problem, tells us sometimes that it's pretty tough. We weren't expecting that down. Whew. So, we're just gonna notice when that comes up for us, it's gonna show ourselves the determination, the stamina to stay our course. Whatever happens, I am not going to stop turning these pedals. I'm not going to reduce that resistance. Stand up. I'm not going backwards. I'm stepping out into the current of life. And sometimes that current is rough water. It's okay, we're in it together. 4, 3, 2, and have a seat. Whew. Oh yeah. Everybody breathe. Next part of the hill is a little slower. You might be happy to hear. Maybe not, because that usually means more resistance. All right. We started out strong, didn't we? We got to stay strong. This is the part of a battle where a lot of people quit because they did a big quick burst of energy and then they realized it's a marathon, not a sprint. And a lot of people turn around and go back down that hill. Slow your legs for me. We are dropping to 60 RPMs. I'd like you to do me a favor now. Will you close your eyes? Resistance on the wheel, maybe a little bit more because we slowed down. Picture the hill. You are all by yourself. It's your problem, it's your struggle. You are all alone. I will not stop turning these petals. I will not drop this resistance. This is my challenge. This is my hill, and I'm staying the course. I'm going to invite you, if you are willing, to add just a touch of resistance, just a little, just so you can tell that a little bit more got added on. As we climb this hill, I want you to think of one person that you'd like to bring along with you. You get one support person. Who can you put right next to you right now that would 100% support you as you walk through this challenge? This has to be someone that's a good listener. It hears you, your concerns. And hopefully it's someone that maybe has some good insights or advice, direction for you. Maybe it's someone who has climbed a similar hill before. Who's your person? Channel them right now. Put them right next to you. Even imagine right now just reaching a hand out and just holding their hand. You have company. You have support. I'm not going to quit turning these petals. I'm not going to lower my resistance. I'm too close to the finish line right now. There are 2 more minutes to the top of this hill. And you can do anything, no matter how hard, for 2 minutes. What would your support person say to you right now if they knew that you were really struggling and maybe even thinking about slowing down or going back? What would they say? Listen for their voice. Take their advice. You've got 1 more minute. If you want to add resistance, if you want to stand at the top of this hill, it's yours. Just don't go backwards. Don't do less. The time came when the risk it took to remain tight in a bud was greater than the risk it took to blossom. My friends, it's your turn. It's your time to blossom. You can work this hard. You can face any problem. 1 petal stroke at a time. Refusing to go backwards. Out here in the world now. Out here with us. I can see the top of the hill from here. We're almost to the other side. Keep climbing. Just right there. Whew. Resistance lowers. We made it. Maybe you can picture your bike coming over the crest of that hill and that feeling of I did it. I did it. With light resistance, just let your legs slow. Deep breaths. Going back to where it feels like you're breathing through your nose. Whew. Shoulders are relaxed. And that reminder that recovery is always just a minute away. As soon as the work is done, it's just right back. Sit up tall. Pull your elbows onto your back. Stick your chest out. Kind of an I did it gesture. Grab either the back of your saddle or maybe your towel or your hands and give your chest a nice little opening. Legs can be slow or stopped. I like to keep mine moving a little bit. Release that. Take your hands or your towel overhead. Stretch your arms back. And then just bend and straighten. Get a little movement through your shoulders. Hold the elbows bent, lift the chest even more. Let's stop the legs completely. Extend that towel or your hands out in front of you, chin to chest. Round your back, open your shoulder blades. And then lift and twist to one side. Pull with your back hand. And switch. Pull with your back hand. Deep breath. Come back to center. Go ahead and come to one side of your bike. And if you've got room on the front or the back of your bike, just bring your toes up onto the little feet of the bike and stretch your calves. Let your spine be tall, your tailbone tucked under, stretch calves and Achilles tendons. Good, and then just using your bike anywhere for balance, come into a lunge position, drop your back knee, tuck your hip, feel that hip flexor stretch. That arm comes up in the air, reaching for the sky, knee down, hands up. So good, so good. And then bring your hand to your hip, step that back foot in, hinge from the hip so that you can get a hamstring stretch in your front leg. You might even put your foot up on the crossbar of the bike. Get a little more. And then this leg that's in front comes behind and drops down. That arm comes up. Deep breaths. All kinds of stuff going on here. Lift, lift, lift. Knee down, hand up. And then bring your hand to the crease of your hip. Step your feet close together. As you shift back now, the opposite toe comes up. And maybe you lift that knee to the bike. Just be proud of yourself for what you did today, that challenge that you took on. First of all, for saying yes to a ride in the first place, but second of all, for refusing to back up, to stay in the game, out of the comfort zone. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please drop a comment in under the video. Tell me what challenge you're taking on so that I can support you. Bring your arms up high. I'll be your support person next to you on the road. Cactus your arms, open your chest. And the time came when the risk it took to be tight in the bud was greater than the risk it took to blossom, my friends. Let's end like this with arms out, hearts open. Have an amazing day, and I wish you the very best. See you next time.